Okay, today's video about practice of rejuvenation, what we can expect in short and long term from what we are doing, how we can feel rejuvenation, okay, and how we can accomplish it. With age, first I want you as always download the presentation or read the text with some references and maybe sound it will save you time. Instead of watching the video, I will try to make it a little bit shorter, but let's see how it will it work. And again, with age, people accumulate toxins in adipose tissue, in our blood vessels and muscle cells lose elasticity due to the cross-linking of collagen and elastin fibers with glucose and fructose molecules, so the so-called advanced products of protein glycation. And they also, there is accumulation of lipofuscins in cells, amyloids and tau proteins in the intercellular space in our brain, and the number of senescent or zombie cells grows. And due to toxins such as the trimethylamine oxide, which come from the colon due to protein decay in there by pathogens, as well as toxins that zombie cells produce, our metabolism decreases. Cognitive abilities deteriorate, work of mitochondria are disrupted, which leads to production more reactive oxygen species and less ATP molecules, so less energy than in younger age. This is what we feel when we are getting old, especially after some age like 65, 64, and I mean about my age maybe, then we start to feel this slowdown, that we are not so have not so much energy like in younger age, and we don't enjoy so much activity, physical activity as before, and this is signs of aging. And what should we do? And of course we can achieve some significant health improvement through diet and exercise, and but again I explained in previous videos what to do, and I really see some improvement and muscles growing, and feel myself stronger and all my body is more healthy. But yet, without reduction of toxins that zombie cells produce, we cannot talk about the rejuvenation of the body. Why? Okay, this is what I consider, and let's go discuss it later. I already talked about senolytics in previous videos. These drugs are selectively destroy senescent or zombie cells. In particular, it was noted that taking such drugs provide a significant improvement in overall mood and feeling of energy and excitement, even after a short several days therapy. This is what I said. Please mind that again, if you take senolytics and if the therapy is correct one, then you see this boost of energy and significant improvement in your moods, and you feel like like a young person. This is what we see from some publications. This is what I made myself once, and okay, we'll go a little bit later in these details. But again, and but what is the problem yet? That a significant extension of the life of experimental animals as a result of intermittent use of senolytics has not yet been demonstrated. In my opinion, that we have to find out this way, maybe combination of senolytics and some senostatics, then how to reduce the level of toxins and pro-inflammatory signaling molecules SASP in blood, lymph and intercellular fluid, and then to extend this feeling of good improvement in mood and feeling of energy. This is what we have to achieve. This is our goal. That's because, again, as I said, aging is the loss of energy, the loss of mood, that is getting a little bit lazy. And but rejuvenation, it demonstrates itself, it is expressed in this high beta mood, in high energy. And then our goal should be to extend it unlimited, so to live a long life and also always feel yourself not only good but excellent. Yeah, okay, then again we have to separate health improvement from rejuvenation effects. So while improved health is achievable for all ages, the effect of rejuvenation will be more visible for people in age, like 65 or 60, because young people, they have not a big number of the senescent cells and not so much toxins in the body, and they can see some effect, but real rejuvenation it is for all the people, Pardon. So, okay, you can read the presentation. I don't want to go into details again. Zombie cell accumulation in association with many is associated with many chronic diseases and disabilities, and so you can see all this list. You can read. This is again that seems so that a part of this cross-linking of collagen and elastin in body and accumulation of toxins, a part of this zombie cells accumulation and release of these SASP toxins and or signal molecules, this ignites some chronic diseases. And I want to mention my old video where I talked already about two interesting experiments not long ago. It is about reversing age and two publications. And in the first experiment, half of the blood plasma in old mice was replaced with blood plasma of young individuals, young animals. And in the second experiment, half of the blood plasma of old mice was replaced with water solution of albumin and salts. And in both experiments, significant rejuvenation was noted in all animal tissues. So imagine this is a real miracle, that blood was diluted, and then all tissues started to behave like they are younger. And these experiments can be interpreted as evidence of this present some biological clock in the animal body that sets age for all other tissues. It is like a clock is giving signals, and then all the tissues behave according to the age. And we also should mention that curing cancer with radiotherapy does not kill a cancer cell, it does not kill all cancer cells, but some cells alive and some cells get converted into zombie cells. And increased number of zombie cells leads to accelerated aging of the patients, of the body. In fact, the biological age of people after such therapy jumps up by 15-30 years. So logically we may conclude that the number of zombie cells is the biological clock. The biological clock and which show age in both animals and humans. Well, and of course we probably can reduce amount of these signal molecules of these toxins produced by zombie cells. It is SASP with senostatics, and then probably it can, if you will use it for a long time and then like at least few months, then we may expect that level of pro-inflammatory molecules and number of zombie cells will return to some balance, and then the number of zombie cells can be reduced, and so then clock will work a little bit back, or will slow down at least. So, okay, yeah, so what I want to point and to ask you for your attention to some recent publications, and also if you want to make self-experiments, please first read, download my presentation, click on the link and read these regulations, because again you have to understand what you're doing and be very cautious, and do it always slowly, and never do any dangerous things if you want to do any experiments again. And because only several clinical experiments have been already conducted or in the testing phase to find answer to the question of whether the combination of dasatinib and quercetin will work as good senolytics. Again, people trying, but yeah, and doses like single dose, people use minimum single dose 25 milligram of dasatinib and 250 milligram of quercetin, and to see the senolytic effects. And for example, this very interesting publication was that this combination of dasatinib and quercetin was tested in humans, not old humans. These were middle-aged men, 36, 40 years old. In total, there was 64 people involved, and 4 groups, and then one group, 16 people each in every group, and one group was getting dasatinib 50 milligram orally together with 500 milligram quercetin. And then all participants in this group took all participants took drugs or placebo orally once a day after a meal for 5 days. By the end of the trial, first group of participants demonstrated very significant improvement in physical endurance compared to the rest of the group. So you can read publication, and also here you can see my plots. And then at the plots, these blue lines show that the experiment was produced in Georgia, but not American Georgia, Georgia in Caucasus. And then these people are relatively poor, I mean, scientists, and they only measurements they did, they measured heartbeat rate, and they measured blood pressure. I also do so. I mean, I also not very wealthy person, and but I measure my blood pressure and heartbeat rate, so I can do it. And I see some improvement, and so okay, look. Okay, then again, what is interesting again, I want to point out. Almost everyone in the group of dasatinib plus quercetin noted so-called lightness in their joints already at the day after first dose of quercetin and dasatinib. So look, this is indication that the senolytics work. So you see change of the mood, you see some lightness in joints. It is again that you feel yourself younger. This even for middle-aged men, there was such observation that, and also the endurance went up. Okay, then results can be different in case of patients with some chronic diseases. And we have published, or we have 2 publications. In one publication, the dasatinib and quercetin were tested with patients with diabetic kidney disease, and they were given 100 milligram of dasatinib and 1 gram of quercetin orally for 3 days. As a result, 11 days after the end of treatment, so 3 days and 11 days after, they take a biopsy and of skin and adipose tissue, and they measured that number of senescent cells in reduced, drop down, only 3 days. And combination of dasatinib and quercetin was tested in another clinical study in some 14 patients with idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, another very nasty disease. So these people were not only old, they really have big problem with health, and they were administered for 3 days a week and 3 weeks long. 100 milligram dasatinib, 1.25 gram of quercetin orally. But for this, all people with heavy health problems, there was no improvement. And pulmonary function, clinical chemistry test, index of physical weakness and health status did not change after the treatment. So you see, it is again, it is not like silver bullets and suddenly will make you young. Senolytic work, but in combination, this can be done like you improved your health before, you feel good, you already have health, you improved health and no chronic diseases, and then you can make even next step. So, this is my opinion. So otherwise, you will not see it. Also, dasatinib and quercetin, instead of quercetin, quercetin was used in some tests with rhesus monkey. Okay, rhesus monkey a little bit closer to humans by genetics, so it was also interesting experiment. And then it was like after the treatment, there was a decrease in number of zombie cells measured and no side effects after treatment. And in other mice, also the recent publications were just very recent. Rejuvenation of T lymphocytes in 24 patients with atherosclerosis was detected recently, that after treatment only with dasatinib alone, without quercetin, dasatinib only. And 2 publications was with mice. Dasatinib and quercetin combination was used to reduce gut aging and inflammation in in old mice, and so it is. And the conclusion was that inflammation and microbial dysbiosis in elderly can be reduced by this way. And also they investigated intervertebral disc. It is in our, in spine. We have some elastic disc, and then regeneration of this disc happens in older age. We all know, and because of cross-linking, probably because of cross-linking glucose and fructose. But what is interesting, the taken senolytics gave some improvement. So we can expect that senolytics provide a novel approach to mitigate age-related disc degeneration. Okay, in my opinion, diet is the best way, but okay, then also. Again, many more experiments were self-experimentation goes with the use of quercetin. You can click on the link and to get to the page where it is discussed. Again, people not always disclose the results of protocol. I got only one protocol. That the one person, 34 years, white male, was taken orally 2 times a day, 2 grams per serving, with meals, and for 2 days and 1 day break. And so he made such cycling. You can read, and it's very interesting that again cycling is probably important. Pardon, but only after 2-3 months effect was observed. And then what was the effect? Improvement of skin and hair. So this 34 years old male maybe cannot expect to see rejuvenation. So it's, but it worked. It worked 2-3 months. It worked with quercetin, because quercetin, somehow in difference from quercetin considered as senolytic. The quercetin, it is claimed that it has no selectivity. It kills both zombie cells and kills also healthy cells. So, well, it's so. But Okay, dasatinib. If anybody decide to get close to the dasatinib, please mind that it is toxic substance. It is used to treat people with blood cancer, and of course the therapeutical dose 200 milligram. So it maybe 50 milligram and 100 milligram and short away, not for life, not for a long time, but again it is only 5 days or 3 days, then it is maybe more safe. I would not recommend to anyone to conduct self-experiments, because again nobody can give such advice. And yeah, with senolytics it's only for crazy people, and like I am myself a crazy scientist, and I don't mind to take such risk myself. But again, even if I take, I don't disclose my results and my protocols, because I don't want people to follow me. Why? I don't know, because again maybe it worked for me, but will not work for other people, and I don't want to take any responsibility for this. Okay, I'm not medical professional, I'm physicist. But again, for me it worked. For me, I tried three different substances, three different some combinations, which I was expecting to work as senolytics. And in one case it worked. In one case it worked and gave me such a boost of energy, and the impression was that I really got much younger. Literally, as a child, I wanted to jump and dance on one leg because of the excess of energy, and I noticed a dramatic improvement in the endurance and maximum physical power while cycling and high-intensity interval training. So, but so far, yeah, I don't repeat it. I just tried other substances because maybe I will find a cheaper and more reliable way to use senolytics. And but also what is not so nice, it is after about a week such excess of energy began to decrease, and after a couple of months it is decreased noticeably. Again, it is, yeah, well, you may think that we have to repeat it every 3 months maybe, but I don't like it. It is too short. I want to extend this time maybe to half year or 1 year. So I want to make this effect of rejuvenation permanent. And how to do it, I don't know. I am thinking on it. But I like this successful trial, and I always think, okay, I can anytime I can repeat it, and it was really good. I just want to have more safe way, and maybe, as I said, maybe cheaper senolytics. Okay, then let's see. And I believe that it will take time, because it's not only me working on it, but it will take maybe 3-5 years minimum to get to talk about rejuvenation as a real technology. But again, you have to work with your physician and with tests of your body. It is just, such game is not easy, not very safe. You have to understand that the senolytics, they kill cells. They can kill too many cells, and then you will get a problem, or they can kill maybe healthy cells, and any self-experimentation is very, very, very dangerous. I mean, always dangerous. But again, some crazy people can make it. If they don't want to wait 3-5 years, maybe 10 years before the senolytics and senostatics will become some tested and clinically tested technology. Well, I work myself, and I'm quite happy about this. I'm quite happy. And I believe that, again, that next generation of humans will live already much longer than the past generations. Maybe indefinitely long. Maybe 600 years, maybe 160 years. In such long, we will become a long-lived species. But it will also impact on our civilization will be huge, because all the structure of civilization will change. maybe there will be no retirement, people should work till the death, I don't know. And but for now, yeah, we live in very interesting times. And as I said, I can only check my blood pressure and heartbeat, and yeah, I'm checking. It is with all this what I'm doing. Yeah, it is quite good. I mean, I am quite satisfied. I used to have such about such measurements when I was young, like 18 years old, and I was exercising, swimming, underwater swimming, very intense, and so I was really physically healthy, and I have now almost the same. So my systolic pressure is 89, diastolic 52, and sometimes some days even smaller. In some days I have like 48 diastolic, and then 83 or 83 systolic. But it is during resting. When I'm exercising, it is of course going up to systolic can be 120, but not much more than 120. And my heartbeat here at 51 beats per minute. Some days it is 46, 48 beats per minute. So again, it shows that my heart is big, and it takes time to fill it with blood. But as it is big, it is pumping blood, a lot of blood, and so I don't need high pulse. And also low diastolic pressure shows that my blood vessels are clean. There is no inflammation in them, and blood go good, smoothly, and with not much pressure. My heart during resting is not overloaded. This I like. And Tuesday of this week, I went for more than 100 kilometers. The day was very hot because it is tropical climate, and I lost almost 6 liters of water by sweating, but it was okay. Afterwards, I just was drinking water, relaxing, and I enjoyed it. And this feeling next day and evening of the day, it was great feeling. I enjoyed it. But as I said, to my opinion, what we have to do, we have to go to this normal improvement of health, like diet, and I always say you have to follow diet of carnivore diet and eat mostly protein, not so much fat, but protein, and try to get more than 30% of energy from protein, because even if you eat eggs, for example, eggs they give very good satiety, very quick satiety, and you cannot eat many eggs because they provide all nutrients for your body, absolutely all nutrients. And then even eggs, with eggs you are getting only 30%, calculations, protein gives you only 30%, the rest is fat. But also with eggs you have all minerals and other nutrients, and it is good quality eggs. I buy here in Thailand duck eggs, it is, ducks, and then ducks, they are much more healthy than chicken, and ducks, they are in free range, or they cultivated in some lakes, and so they can eat insects and grass, and the eggs are much better quality. Okay, then again, it is for educational purpose only. If I use some materials, okay, I have no profits, but I just want to tell you that we are in such stage that, for at least personally, I almost know everything what I want. It is time now to find out some details. It is time now to find what senolytics will work for me, and what schedule should I keep, and what protocols should I apply. But again, this what senolytics will give you. They give you real rejuvenation. They will return you to younger age, so it is worthwhile. So, and I believe that not so many old people are subscribed and watch my videos. because again that in older age people are losing this energy, they're losing interest to life. And this is, well, and but younger people, maybe for them using of senolytics is maybe it's not worthwhile, because you have to be like 60 with something or 70 to get the effect. But such people already, they are, I look here, and I would say quite few people interested to live long. Mostly just they even kill themselves with alcohol, and they don't want to live long. And the many motivations like all my relatives are already dying off, and my friends, I'm losing friends, why should I live long? What is the pleasure? Pleasure is to be young. Pleasure is to be strong. Pleasure is to enjoy life. This is my motivation, and I feel it quite well. And okay, if it was patent, thank you for the watching and support my channel. Please comment, subscribe, like, ask questions, and share information, and have a wonderful day. Ciao.